You might swap out your fast food order for something healthier on the menu, but today an eat this, not that approach to full family dinners. The oven-baked casserole in that 9 by 13-inch baking pan is getting the boot today. Kristin Andrus is here to enlighten us in a better way, in a healthier way, and I'm saying this in the most friendly way possible. What's your beef with the casserole?
You know what? I totally have a beef. Isn't that terrible? And there's a place for it. Like maybe you're serving, you know, 50 people for Sunday dinner, and I know there's a lot of large families around here, but you have to add creams and sauces, and there's just things that have to go into a casserole to kind of make it not super dry.
Right.
There's not, like when you think of casserole, you don't think fresh, you don't think spice, you don't think healthy, you don't think, you know, low carb, like, I mean, just all that kind of stuff.
We don't think this, what we're seeing displayed in front of our eyes.
And so I didn't want to take away the taste of the casserole, right? So we love like enchiladas, that's great, but there's a place for enchiladas. But if you're making like a Wednesday night dinner, I just don't think, this is the thing. Sometimes breakfast is cereal for my kids. Yeah. Lunch is like, you know, Lunchables and this on the go, they're at school. Dinner is my time to feed my family healthy. I want vegetables, I want whole grains. And so if the rest of the day kind of is gone to pot in terms of their eating and their snacking, at least for dinner, I can give them something fresh, healthy, but it's still yummy and kind of a take on the old.
You feel like as a mom, you've checked that box. Like
totally.
I've at least delivered on that one meal. And if I understand what you're saying, keep the flavor, keep the dish.
Absolutely.
Just switch up how you make it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's do these dinner makeovers.
Yeah.
This is fun. What's the common dish that we would typically reach for that you're going to give us a new way to do?
Right. So this is an enchilada.
Okay.
Once again, and a lot of these, a common theme is like tons of cheese. In order for like a dish like that to really stand for 45 minutes in the oven, you're needing creamy, saucy, lots of cheese, which is delicious once in a while, sparingly, right? So my take on this is kind of just an open face, you know, tostada type situation.
Okay.
I love taking corn tortillas instead of flour. Right there, it saves you. These are like 50 calories. They're pretty much nothing.
I like the corn ones better, actually.
I do too. And I put these over my gas oven. I take some tongs.
Oh, fun.
And I just put it over my gas oven so it gets kind of crispy and yummy. You can also put it in the toaster if you're doing a bunch of them.
It gives you the restaurant vibe. Like
right? It feels like it actually is kind of charred, which is what you're going for. This is all very easy. This is not slaving away in the kitchen. I also wanted this to be Wednesday night. I'm getting home from, you know, carpool and I'm throwing this together quickly.
Part of the enchilada casserole dish is convenience.
Yeah.
You know, you're cracking open a can, but you're saying you can do it
yes, I'm going to show you how easy this is. Rotisserie chicken. I took some taco seasoning with my rotisserie chicken. That's it. And I shredded it.
Did you heat that or you just added it?
You know what? I actually, when I got it home, I added taco seasoning to it when it was warm.
Okay.
And so it kind of absorbs it. But this is, I mean, I think rotisserie chicken is like such a go-to.
Okay.
So instead of, once again, pretty much an enchilada is cheese and sauce, I'm going to add a bunch of fresh veggies. I'm going to add guacamole, which is healthy fat. I'm adding beans and corn, tons of tomato, bell peppers. All of this. This is cooked in a little bit of olive oil. I have to tell you, I cheat on this stuff. This is all Harmon's pre-done. I literally take, you know, a little container of this and I pour it on top.
Nice.
That is quicker than enchiladas.
That's true.
And I have no cheese here, but I think when you look at this finished plate,
it looks amazing.
Are you missing out?
I do not feel like I am missing one
If anything,
ounce.
You're like, oh, that was fresh and delicious. I add a little bit of lime juice on top, and you just get some seasoning and some deliciousness without kind of this heavy, like, oh man.
Now, you have kids at your table. Are you spreading it out like this and letting them stack their own?
You know, that's a really good question. I always serve them whatever I cook. They have to eat, but sometimes I will separate it. For instance, my Claire doesn't like onions, so yeah, I wouldn't necessarily put on a whole pile of onions for her. They may, and honestly, my kids might add a little shredded cheddar cheese or something like that. But yes, I would let them kind of pick their toppings on this.
That's an interactive dinner idea too.
Right.
All right, the next dish that we reach for time and time again is?
So like a big cheesy pasta dish, right? It could be lasagna, it could be, once again, there's a time and a place for that, but when you're looking to kind of lighten it up, freshen it up a bit, I love this.
What have you done?
So this is spaghetti squash. I think you kind of see that, but what you have to realize is it's so easy. You get spaghetti squash, it's normally you buy it just like this. You put a little olive oil or some spray, salt and pepper, you stick in the oven, 45 minutes, that is it.
See, that is way more simple than I think a lot of people
imagine
as they walk down the produce aisle.
Exactly. And a lot of times it's already cut for you. And I have to say, you actually want to cook it where it's facing down. So I think it kind of steams it a little bit. Yeah, something like that. And then you just take a fork. This is a little bit cold, but it literally becomes kind of like spaghetti. Now, it's not spaghetti exactly, but you could also use whole wheat pasta. You could do rice pasta. But this, once again, I'm getting these veggies in for my kids, but I still have that tomato, meat, sauce that go with it. So there's our spaghetti squash. And then what I do here is I take ground chicken instead of ground beef. Ground chicken, I like it better than ground turkey. It's kind of this like hidden thing that people don't really talk about.
Where do you get it?
I get mine at Harmon's. Dan's. If you look in the chicken, you know, you see chicken breast, you will see ground chicken right next to it.
I've never even noticed it.
Yes, and ground turkey can kind of have that little bit of a weird aftertaste, a weird smell when you cook it. Ground chicken does not. It's totally low cal.
It's usually dry too sometimes.
You know, yeah, and it on its own, honestly, it's a little bit dry. So what I do is I take tomato sauce. Quick note on tomato sauce. There are really high fat, high cal tomato sauces. So check the labels. You think, oh, all tomato sauce is created equal. It's actually not. So look for one that's a little bit, a little bit lower fat. I take canned fire roasted tomatoes, just once again adding in more veggies, and then I add a ton of zucchini, and it kind of gets mixed in, and so it's kind of blended in there, and it's just delicious. So I have ground chicken, I have tomato sauce, and then instead of the whole thing being super cheesy, I add a tiny bit of Parmesan, or another little secret thing is a little spoonful of pesto. And it adds this richness and depthness, but this will fill you up.
Yes, oh, totally.
You will totally be full, but you're not, once again, gut bomb. Oh man, like that was really heavy.
That's hearty, that's a full plate.
It's hearty, exactly.
Okay, what's the third makeover you're dishing out?
This is probably the biggest reach, but I think it is so good. I like totally love it. So everyone probably grew up on like the chicken broccoli casserole type thing, right? Or tuna casserole.
With the stove top on top, or the baked cheese.
Yes, right. Tons of cream, tons of canned, you know, whatever it be, sour cream. And to me, it's not fresh, it's not my thing. So this is what I do for my family. I take frozen brown rice, which is from Trader Joe's. It is my favorite. The consistency is amazing. I just love it. It is my go-to with, instead of pasta, instead of white rice, it's just really good. I just put broccoli in the oven, 425. I put a little bit of lemon juice, salt and pepper. If I'm gonna do this for dinner, I'm gonna make a double batch so that I can use it for tomorrow night for another dinner. So I make a bunch of broccolini, and then for my chicken breast, I'm sauteing it in a little bit of olive oil, and I put some of the spices that you would get in the chicken broccoli casserole. I put a little bit of cumin, a little bit of curry, a little bit of mustard, and cook it. So once again, like there is no cream, there's no sauce. Now for what I do is, and we're looking at this finished product, is I actually make like a vinaigrette. And it has right here, it has the dry mustard, the cumin, the curry, some salt and pepper, a little bit of olive oil, and some lemon juice. It is so yummy. So then, exactly. And it's not, I mean, this isn't, you know, the moistest, like creamiest thing, but you have these great, delicious flavors of lemon, of dry mustard, of cumin, of curry. And it just tastes fresh and modern and healthy.
Guess what? My mouth is watering.
I know. It really is. It's really good.
And you know what you've done here, which was actually a huge aha for me 2 weeks ago, Kristin did. She's always promoting great healthy eating and workouts, and you did a day in the life, like what you ate in a day. And I think a big aha for me, and I'm assuming a lot of other women, and I know this speaks to clean eating in general, but you're just breaking it up. You're just breaking up real food in kind of a small plate ensemble.
Yes, totally.
Which is what you've done here. Love
exactly.
it. Where can we get more inspiration from you, my friend?
Kristin Andrus, and I'm on there doing workouts and healthy eating, and
you'll be inspired to move, eat better, and just it's fun to peek in on her lovely life. Thank you so much.
Thank you.